Hi guys, so let's have a quick look at what's coming up in the following week. So yeah, I did ask on the group which pair or which commodity you guys want me to have a look at, and Ronald suggested Brent and gold, both commodities, very profitable, but also they can mess up your account if you're caught on the wrong side. Right, so first things first, we're going to look at the calendar, and you can see, I think for the rest of the week, those trading the Chinese one, take note, it's going to be a holiday up until, I think it's, the whole of next week. China is on holiday, so not much from that side that is of interest. And then getting into Tuesday and the rest of the week, I'm going to reiterate that pound, for example, I'm going to give you pound is going to be an interesting currency pair in the coming week. Expect huge movement on pound pairs, especially Euro GBP. Euro GBP is going to be very interesting, and for those of you who trade mostly currencies, that will be something to look at, something to focus on, and try to catch the moves as they happen. Then we also have dollar in particular, but some of the moves that are happening in dollar at the moment, they are already priced in. So our calendar is looking quite good in terms of trading opportunities. We are going to get almost every day of the week, even beginning with Monday. Monday is going to be a tradable day, but only New York Open going forward. Right, Monday is a tradable day, but as you all know, Monday is not really ideal, but it is tradable. The following Monday, which is tomorrow, is a tradable day. And then looking at Friday, let's see what we have on Friday. Friday is also a tradable day, mainly focusing on pound. You see, that will be much better. Focus on pound for the early part of the London session, and then by the time lunchtime comes or New York Open on Friday, you are already out of the market. Right, so that's the calendar. Basically, we've got quite a few high impact news coming up next week. Let's just see which ones in particular that we need to focus on. So on Tuesday, we've got CPI for dollar. That will be interesting. And then we also have average earnings for the pound. And then Wednesday, we follow through with CPI for pound. And then on Thursday, we've got GDP for pound. That's why I'm emphasizing, guys, pound is going to be an interesting currency pair in the coming week. I'll also be focusing on pound, particularly Euro GBP. I'll try to do a detailed analysis of Euro GBP if ESCOM does not play around, because ESCOM has just really escalated. So the time to record is a bit limited. See, like now I've got until 2 p.m. before load shedding. So yeah, pound is going to be interesting. We also have retail sales on Thursday for the dollar, and then retail sales for the pound Friday morning. So that's the calendar, which makes things very interesting. Now, to start with, let's look at dollar, right? So this is a continuation of what we've been talking about beginning of, say, third week of January, that dollar is still gonna reach for higher prices, right? So if you remember correctly, I shared with you this weekly chart prior to all these green candles now that came about, I think the last 5 weeks or so. That's when I shared with you this price action. So now you can see from last week's low and previous 2 weeks back, we've got fair value, right? We've got fair value here, which should be interesting in terms of looking for long opportunities. Let me just give it a different color shade. I'm gonna try to make this video as short as possible, guys. Bear with me. I wouldn't want it to be more than 20 minutes. Right, so we've got this fair value gap here. Now, if you have already looked at your COT report, right, if you had already looked at the COT report, I'm just going to share with you my screen. And for those who don't have the updated COT report, just let me know and I'll send you an updated copy. So for dollar index, you can see we've had an increase in open interest, quite a huge increase, almost close to 13%, from 25 grand to 29 grand with plus change. So we've had an increase of almost 13.5%. What does this imply, right? Currently, when we look at dollar index, you see, this is the main thing that you need to understand. Focus on dollar and the rest becomes a bit easier to approach, right? So currently dollar is in an uptrend. There's no denying that. We've already created a new high, you see, in fair value, but we still have liquidity above, say, previous week's high, internal range liquidity inside that weekly fair value gap, right? So prices are in an uptrend. When we have prices in an uptrend and open interest is rising, what does that signify? What does that tell us as traders, right? So if prices are in an uptrend and open interest is increasing, this is a bullish sign. This is a bullish sign. So there are shorts that are being stopped out and new sellers are taking their positions, right? Those new sellers are just getting trapped, right? So as the market continues to rise, the longs get stronger and the shorts get weaker. Now take note of the fair value gap that I've highlighted. That's your discount range for the following week. So I'm still emphasizing that dollar is bullish, but if you are to get into any long position, then this weekly fair value gap that I've highlighted with the magenta color becomes your point of reference. That becomes an area of interest for your shorting positions. What do I mean? Let's jump straight to H4, right? So that's the fair value gap, this different shaded box. That's your fair value gap for long opportunities, and you can already see the range that we have. This is our dealing range, right? Our dealing range where we're supposed to highlight discount and premium. Once price reaches the weekly fair value gap, that's when you start getting interested now in looking for long opportunities. So that's the area you're gonna need to be focusing on in terms of looking for your long opportunities. Yes, price can still drop down all the way to this bullish order block, right? This daily bullish order block. You can see where the consolidation and then boom, market expanded. That was basically reaccumulation. After price took out an old low, we had reaccumulation phases. One, see, this was the first reaccumulation phase, and then this was the next reaccumulation phase before an expansion, right? So now we need another reaccumulation in discount for another push to the upside, most probably targeting what? Our weekly bearish order block. So we're talking of 104.80 all the way to 105.50. That's your target for longs. So still bullish on dollar index, expecting price to move to the upside, only to find once we reach this weekly bearish order block, then price is definitely going to find a bit of resistance and push to the downside, right? So we are bullish on dollar index, right? If we are bullish on dollar index, that makes euro looking for shorting opportunities on euro, right? Same thing applies. If you go to our weekly chart, Okay, let me just clear this up quickly. So this is our weekly chart on euro. Okay, let's start with monthly. So this is our monthly chart on euro. If we are bullish on dollar, we need to be hunting for short opportunities on euro USD, right? Short opportunities from where? From premium. So we need to be looking for short opportunities from a premium array. So this is our bearish order block, and you can see how price found resistance this month, and it's already pushing to the downside, right? So that's our bearish order block. I don't see price really go back up to the bearish order block yet, but if it does, that's a very interesting level to be looking for shorting opportunities. Now we go to our weekly chart. Now on the weekly chart, you can see price did trade into this bullish order block and push to the upside, relatively two equal lows. What do we have? 1 and 2, right? 1 and 2, relatively two equal lows. We've got sell side liquidity in fair value there, right? So we've got internal range liquidity of sell stops. This is the range that I'm talking about, from this low to that high. You see, that's the range that I'm talking about. So if we are to target, okay, let's see if I'm being particular here. So the low is coming in at 1.07221, and the low in this one is 1.07227. So this last week candle did trade below that by about 5 pips, and then it pushed to the upside, bullish order block. Price found support, and it pushed almost 73 pips. I still expect price to trade below and all the way to retest. Most probably we're looking at 1.044. As long as we're bullish on dollar, targeting 105, 104.80, then expect euro to drop down below 1.05. Expect euro to trade to the downside below 1.05. Now when we go to the daily chart, you can see there, that's your level of your point of interest for shorting opportunities. We've got our bearish order block. Price took out an order high, expanded to the downside. Redistribution phase number 1, redistribution phase number 2, right? And then price continues. So we're already seeing another redistribution phase for the last part of last week. 1, 2, 3, 4 days, price is redistributing for another push to the downside, right? So if we go to H4, you can see this whole liquidity void here. Price will definitely find resistance and push to the downside. The only thing that you have to be considerate of is if we do get negative fundamentals for the dollar, negative fundamentals such as, say, CPI coming in hot for the dollar. You see, CPI coming in hot for the dollar, and maybe something like what do we have here on Thursday? Things like initial jobless claims. If they miss, dollar is going to suffer. Retail sales for the dollar, if they miss, then dollar is going to suffer. Those are the things you have to be considerate of. Then we go and look at gold, right? So gold, I'm looking for price to go lower, expecting the last forecast that I gave right there. So expecting 2020 per ounce has provided a bit of support for price on the precious metal, right? You can see there 2020 has provided a bit of support for price on the precious metal. So a break and close below, then we're talking of $2,000 per ounce as the target. Now if you remember correctly, I shared the range from this high to this low, and this was last week's opportunity. Price taking out an old high in fair value and then pushes to the downside. Right now price is just basically in discount, ideal area for you to scalp short-term longs, right? To scalp short-term longs, because ultimately we're looking for price to go back towards the $2,000 per ounce. So Ronald, what you need to do here is on your H4, you still have that dealing range that I shared with you. The chart is on the group. The same is still valid. The same range, it is still valid in terms of hunting for opportunities, right? But be careful of long opportunities on gold. Risk less if you're going long, and then for shorting opportunities, make sure you take them in a premium range, not where price is at the moment. You can't short there because price is just in discount, so you cannot short gold from the current price range. You need to at least have price say above 2040 or 2038, or say above 2033, right? Which is a price that we have been focusing on with Moja. $20-$33 per ounce is an ideal area to be looking for shorting opportunities, because I think it's just above equilibrium of the range, which makes it a premium zone. So the target for gold is $2,000 per ounce, shorting anywhere above 2033, provided it's in discount, in premium. We're talking of bearish order blocks, invented fair value gaps, you know, those areas that we use for when we are looking for shorting opportunities. You can see right there, this bearish order block did provide resistance 1, and then boom, price pushes to boom, price pushes to the downside. So that's just a case of having a knowledge of an asset that you're looking at and following through it each and every day to see what has happened, what has transpired. Not to just look at a currency pair, say today, and then you forget about it for the next 4 or 5 days. You're not going to understand it. So that's how it comes about, knowing that okay, this level is going to provide support or resistance. So looking for shorting opportunities on the precious metal. As for Brent, right, let me just maximize this. As for Brent, also shorting opportunities are ideal because we are currently in higher time frame premium zone, right? Shorting opportunities are ideal. But now the kind of price action that we have seen in the last 3 weeks, you can see price went up, price came down from our weekly fair value gap. We traded all the way back to discount. From discount, we traded back all the way to premium. So I presume we should see price likely trade above this candle's high first before it can come to the downside. So shorting opportunities somewhere around where are we $84 a barrel. Shorting opportunities around $84 a barrel is ideal, or inside this daily bearish order block. Price should find resistance and push to the downside. So in regards to Brent, take note of this high here, this candle's high, which is somewhere around $84 a barrel. That's an ideal level for you to be looking for shorting opportunities, because the range that we are working with is from this high to that low, you see, and that range gives us this whole area as a potential premium zone. See, it gives us this area as a potential premium zone. So this circle here, why do I say that? If you grab your fibs high to low in an asset that you're looking for shorting opportunities, you can see there anywhere above 62% all the way to 79% retracement level, that's a premium zone, right? So you're talking of $82.50 per barrel is your ultimate shorting opportunity level, and that's where our daily bearish order block is. See, so that's a level of looking for shorting opportunities. And then last but not least, pound. So I'm just going to look at pound USD. I'll try to do a detailed analysis on euro GBP. I'll try to do a detailed analysis on euro GBP before market opens. It can be later today. So pound, since we are bullish on dollar, I expect pound to trade lower from premium, and you can see already the premium that we are looking at on pound. Price is inside. It's trying to trade away from a monthly bearish order block, right? For the past 2 months we're still hanging around that monthly bearish order block, and the low of December is still vulnerable. You see, we've got internal range liquidity there, so expect pound to trade to the downside and retest these relatively equal lows, right? Target, you're looking at this bullish order block as a point of reference for price to reach out for. So shorting opportunities are ideal on pound USD. Shorting opportunities are ideal from premium. This daily bearish order block and our range from this high to that low, that is our range. You grab your fibs high to low, you're defining your premium range. Go to H4, you can see the above 62% retracement level all the way to 79% retracement level. That's our premium zone, a level where we should be looking for shorting opportunities. So you could see an expansion deep into this premium zone before price went to the downside, right? So I'll try to share some charts as the day goes by. I'll try to share some charts with clearly marked zones, but ideally you need to follow through with what I've just said. And if you have any elaborations that you need to add on or any questions that you need to ask, you can always send a message on the group, guys. Try to send messages on the group. It helps in terms of me not responding to each and every one privately, because it becomes a bit of a workload. So if you send on the group, it means we are letting everyone know what I would have answered. You see, everyone. Maybe there's someone else out there who would want to know the same answer to your question, you see. So if you send privately, then it means I have to reply one by one, probably maybe the same thing over and over again. So yeah, I hope that gives you a bit of insightful on how to approach the coming week. For any questions, you let me know. If you have something else that need clarification, you let me know on the group. So yeah, with that, guys, I wish you good luck and happy trading in the coming week, and it's promising to be a very good week for trading. Thank you, guys.